Hello, and welcome to the Behavioral Business Health Blueprint. I'm your host, Arthur Harrison, and today I want to talk to you about something special, something that is near and dear to my heart: real estate. Now, you're probably wondering, what does real estate and healthcare have to do with each other? And let me tell you, it has a lot to do with each other. There is a huge need for real estate for any business, but especially healthcare. And when I'm talking about healthcare, I'm talking about, people that are within the residential settings, of course, hospitals. But something that, I was new to when I kind of stepped into the group home world was that a lot of businesses, especially, bigger businesses, and when I mean bigger businesses, I'm talking about, in revenue, 25 million a year, they don't care to own the real estate. They don't care. And that's for a lot of businesses that don't care to own the real estate. But there's a need for the real estate to run the business. Now, why I love real estate so much, especially within, you know, any kind of residential setting, is because when I look at, people that are investors that have homes and they're just sitting there, they're not collecting the rents. To myself, I'm thinking, man, you should know or connect with somebody that wants to do a group home or an organization maybe that has a huge need for that. Because one of the things that I've learned is you can definitely charge more than your average rent. So let's just say your average rent is, 4,000 a month. Um, you can charge 4,500, 5,000. It has to make sense. You're not trying to price gouge anybody, but knowing that that home's going to be filled, and usually you do a triple net lease with these kind of things. So the home's going to be filled for, 3, 5, 7 years, depending on what you negotiate. But from an investor standpoint, I have no problem with that, knowing that, hey, for the next couple of years, I don't have to worry about anything now. You're going to want to make sure that you find somebody, if you're going to go this route, that does not mind making any kind of modifications that you need to the house. So whether you're doing a residential setting or anything else within that realm, you're probably going to need fire alarms, fire sprinklers. And there are a couple of ways you can do the fire sprinklers. Some do exposed, where you can actually see all the piping, and some do unexposed, where it's just running through the attic. But either way, you're going to have to make some modifications to the home. Have to make sure that the owner is okay with this. And again, make sure you're also not in no HOA neighborhood, because you just don't want to deal with those problems there. But from an owner perspective, if I own the real estate, then I can say, hey, I don't mind you doing this, but when everything's done, if you're not going to renew the lease, you need to take up all the piping or whatever else was in the house, because more than likely you're going to either rent to a regular person or you're going to try to sell the real estate. And trust me, I've gone through it. It is very hard to sell a home that has sprinklers in it, even though to me it makes sense. It's pretty safe. It should cut down on your insurance costs. But now you're probably wondering, well, I don't know any private investors out there. I don't know anybody that's looking to do this. Did you know that there are already companies out here, real estate companies, that only deal with buying and leasing properties to people like me that want to do group homes, residential settings? Yeah, they're out there. I mean, some of the people I can name right now: ZLD Partners, Nested, Training Point. Now, those are just three that I've personally come in contact with. I talked to, and they're doing some amazing things. And what I like about what they do, everyone's a little bit different, but some of them will actually even go as far as building the house. And it's important when you're going that route of building that you work with somebody that understands what you need in a home, especially when you're talking about the residential setting, because you might not want to make it like a regular home. Maybe you want to put some extra ramps, get that universal design of learning, universal design in there in the home, because you never know who you're going to have. Maybe kids, adults, they may need a wheelchair. Maybe you want to put certain things within the home, especially if you are in a wheelchair, like the counter levels, maybe they need to be a little bit lower. And those are just the things that you just talk through with the company that you decide to go with. But I just love that the opportunity is there, that they will build for you. I mean, they will purchase the real estate and then lease it back to you. Because now, if I put on my CEO business cap on, if I'm just a big business, it's not smart to actually own the real estate, because I'm focused on the actual service. I don't want to have to deal with the upkeep of the home. I just want to come in, provide this incredible service to the community, and keep going. I don't have to worry about the taxes and all that's due on the home. I just want to serve people. And that's where it's important to work with people that do that they, buy the home, lease it back to you. The last thing I want to talk to you today about is when you're that smaller business and you're looking to get started. I personally was very fortunate to have another business. We were able to, buy a house with land. The goal is to build over time some more homes. But when you're small, I think it's very important that you really get into these networking events that have real estate investors, because it's a mutual beneficial for both of you to meet each other. Because long term, when you're looking to provide this service, you need to have many options, because maybe one provider can't do something but another provider can, or maybe somebody has that property that you need. So you need to constantly have your name out there. Another reason why I personally like owning the real estate is because I know when this is all said and done, and I'm talking from a personal perspective here, I want to own some of the real estate that we provide these residential homes in, and some I do want to rent. But I know when this is all over, and let's just say my kids don't want to take this over, I'm done with this, I want to own the real estate, because I want to be able to, you know, lease or rent this out to another provider that wants to do work. Maybe they don't necessarily want to deal with children, they want to deal with adults. They still need a house. And these homes that will be built will have your fire sprinklers, your fire alarm. Those are the biggest things, or the biggest price you'll pay, operating this business outside of your payroll, just getting that initial, startup, it's going to cost you. But to already have that in a home is huge. And I will give you this little secret: if you are looking for a home, just go on Facebook and look up assisted living facilities, look up businesses that maybe are for sale on various sites. There are a lot of brokerage sites out there selling businesses. But ALFs, which are assisted living facilities, already have the fire sprinklers. And you never know. Find the person that owns this property and just see, like, hey, can we work something out? You already have this fire sprinkler, this fire alarm. I need this to get started. Just see what you can work out. And that's the power of networking. But if you like what you heard today, please like, comment, share this information, click subscribe. If you want to reach out to me, you can always reach me on LinkedIn, Arthur Harrison III, or feel free to email me at thebizbehavior@gmail.com.